So this is a Swift Elite 560, just going to take you around the van and show you how it operates. Front of the van you've got your jockey wheel, hitch, handbrake and ATC. We'll take you through this in person here on site. In the front locker you have your gas regulator on the bulkhead, your gas bottle to the left hand side with your gas valve on top. Open is on, closed is off, so you turn the valve the correct way to turn the gas on, then shut the gas off before you travel the opposite way. The thread fitment that goes into the top of the gas bottle itself is actually a reverse thread fitment, so you have to turn it the opposite way to release it than what you normally would. You can carry a maximum of 2 6-kilogram propane gas bottles in the front locker at any time. Then got your Aldi heating and hot water flow. Essentially that is the same as what you've got on the side of your house when you've got the heating on. So you don't ever cover this up, you leave it open at all times. It does get hot, so mind your hands on it. Down the bottom you've got your wind down legs on either side. They are just there for stabilising the caravan, they are not there for lifting the caravan. So you basically put them down to the ground, so they touch the ground, and that would be the levelling sorted. You then have your water connection, which is very simple to use. You've got a blue trigger on the back to release it. You can pull it out from the side of the van and push it in. And the blue trigger at the bottom there flicks back down so it locks in place at the back of the pump. You've then got your battery, your 110 amp leisure battery, and your mains power lead coming into the side of the caravan. The mains power lead plugs into the power on site and then into the side of the caravan. Your 2 fridge vents are very simply there to allow the hot air at the back of the fridge unit and to take some cool air in. And behind one of these is also a gas flue for when you're running the fridge on gas. The motor mover and wheel nuts will actually torque the wheel nuts while you're here on site, so you can see they've been tightened correctly. And we'll also demonstrate the motor move to you again so you can see that all works as it should and take you through the operation. Next up we have our toilet flush tank, so you put your key in and open this up. Once it's open you can put 3.5 litres of water in here and a capful of the pink fluid. In the bottom you have your toilet waste cassette. Very simple to use, again you pull up the cassette handle, allow it to come out the side of the van. The neck here turns out 90 degrees so you can tip the waste away. The grey cap here is a measure for the pink and the blue fluid. And on the back of the cassette you've got an orange pressure relief button, so when you're tipping the waste away it doesn't spit and splatter back at you. So essentially you'll press the button in and pour it through the neck just here. Or pour it out, should I say. At the rear of the caravan on either side you've got your wind down legs to stabilise the van. They are just there again to stabilise the caravan rather than lift the caravan. And like I said before, you wouldn't lift it as it could potentially damage the floor of the caravan itself. On the door side of the caravan, again you've got your motor mover and wheel nuts, which we've already been through. You've then got a power socket, so you can have power coming out to your awning should you wish to, so you can plug straight into the side of the van and put your cable through the bottom here so you can shut the cap back up. Locker here is a TV bracket, connection, etc. in there, so you can use that as you need to. You've got storage underneath the front seating area and your barbecue gas point at the front and your last wind down leg. We're going to go inside the caravan now. Underneath the seat on the front right hand side is where you're going to need to go first, and underneath here you will find, sorry about this, just trying to get everything in place. You've got your master shutdown switch, so essentially if that button is popped up, then, so basically it's been pressed in and it's up raised, as you can see in the picture just there, then the power in the caravan will be completely off. You will have no power to any point of the caravan. You've then got your 12 volt fuses, which on the door down here, you have a list of what each of these is for. Your 240 trip switches. Now this is a little trick for you if you're ever on site and you don't know if you've got power coming to the caravan. If you hit that test button just there, and the blue trip switch drops down to the bottom here, it actually means you have got power coming into the caravan from the site you're on. If you press that button and it stays in the top position, that means there is no power coming into the caravan from the site at all. You've then got reverse polarity for when you're in some European countries. You've got your 240 charge, which we advise you leave on at all times. Then on the end here, you have your heating and hot water power switch, which again, we do advise you leave on at all times. Underneath here also, you have your yellow drain down valve. Now, before you fill the water system up on board the caravan, you're going to need to make sure that valve is parallel with the floor as it is at the moment. If that valve is upright and pointing towards the bottom of the seat, it will actually mean all the water on board the caravan will drain straight out onto the floor underneath the van. So like I said, you need to have it in the position it's in now to fill the water system up. Once you've got that valve in that position and you've got the power turned on the master control panel, you can come to the control panel above the door, press the Swift button on the end, and the control panel will come on. So you press the Swift bird icon on the left hand side here for the control panel to come on. First thing we're going to do is fill the water system up. So once you've got this control panel on, the power inside the van will actually be turned on. You can then come over to all the taps on board the caravan and open them all up on the hot side. You can actually see that I've already filled the water system up. However, what you do is, to get the water pump to come on, is come over to the control panel above the door, and you're going to press the pump button on the end here. Now when it's dull around the edge and not bright, it means the water pump is turned off. So once you hit the button and it goes light blue as it has now, then it means the water pump is running and filling up the system as it should. You've got your awning light on the switch next to it, and then you've got your interior lights and dimming lights, so you can actually adjust the lights above the front cabinets on these controls just here. You've got your power options, your heating options, which I'll take you through on this control panel here in just a moment, settings for the control panel for your Bluetooth connection, etc., radio and your fridge, but we'll run through the fridge on the fridge itself. So once the water system is full and you've got water running out of every tap, you can shut all of the taps back off and you're able to start warming the water on board the caravan. Now to do this, as I said, you have got this control panel on the left hand side here. Just going to wait for the screen to clear up for a second. So in the top right hand corner, you've got an icon to let you know you've got mains power coming into the caravan. Below that, you've got the current room temperature. You've got power on and off for the control panel just here, so you've got power off. Let's turn it back on, power on. Press the menu button and it will take you into the main options for the caravan. So you've got your room temperature at the top here for your heating. So you've got plus or minus to set the room temperature. Below that, you've got the water temperature. So when this bar's half full, you've got water on. So basically it's warming up to around 40 degrees. And when you hit the button again, it is water boost for when you're showering on board the caravan. Down below that, you have the amount of power coming into the caravan. You will need to set the power to the site you're on. So it's either 1, 2 or 3 kilowatts, depending on what site you're on. And basically, this is the power that the heating and hot water system will run off. And it will, obviously, as you go higher with the kilowatts, it will actually be more efficient to work, or the system will work more efficiently. Above the door, you've also got the option, or on this control panel, you've also got the option to run gas. So if the gas bottle's turned on in the front locker, you very simply hit the gas icon in the bottom left-hand corner, and it'll allow the gas systems to ignite. If it fails to ignite, it'll actually come up with gas fail at the bottom of the screen here with 2 exclamation marks. You have got some advanced settings in the control panel on the right-hand side bottom here. We do advise for this that you read the manual that comes with the caravan. I should have just said at the top here, the battery voltage that you see here is actually for the onboard battery, and then you've got your times, dates, etc., and the temperatures internally, and the caravan, and how much water is currently on the onboard water tank. Microwave, hob, grill and oven all work very much the same as your household appliances. The only differences being is that the 240 electric ring will only work when you're connected to mains power. If not, it will just be your gas operation on the hob. And again, the same with the microwave, it will only work when you've got 240 connected to the caravan. It will not work off the 12 volt supply coming into the caravan or coming from the battery on board. You then have the fridge. I'm just going to turn it off to show you how it works. It takes a second to turn off, he says. There we go. Turn the fridge on, press and hold the power button, and the fridge will wake up. At the moment, we're connected to mains power, so I'm using the mains power to chill the fridge on board the caravan. On mains power or gas, I can control the temperature of the fridge on the thermometer button on the right-hand side here. If I hit the arrows at the top here, it will change over to auto mode. So essentially, whichever power source it sees first is the power source the fridge will run from. 12-volt mode, the battery symbol that you see just here, you see it's actually brought up a blue warning light and flashing the blue light for the 12-volt system. What it's actually letting me know is there's no 12-volt supply coming from the car we are towing with. So essentially we're not even connected to a car at the moment. However, if you was, you'd come inside the caravan, you'd make sure the master power switch underneath this seat on the left hand side was turned on. You don't have to have the control panel on above the door. Turn the fridge on and select the battery mode, and essentially then when you get on site, the beers and wine will be nice and cold because the fridge turns it into a cool box. Gas mode, again, if the fridge is ignited, if the gas is turned on, the fridge will self-ignite on gas. If it fails to ignite on gas, it'll actually flash the blue warning light on the left hand side here, and it will flash the blue pilot light for the gas system just here. It'll also make a beeping noise, as you may have just heard when we were on the 12-volt mode. The temperature control when you're on 12 volt does not operate anything. It is simply a cool box as you are travelling. Underneath the bed at the rear of the caravan, you just have your underbed storage, so you lift the bed up to access that. And as you can see, underneath the bed you also have your spare wheel. The last thing we go through on this particular caravan is the toilet system. You have an electric flush on the toilet just here. You have a red indicator light to let you know the toilet waste cassette is completely full. So like I said, that will illuminate red when that waste cassette that I showed you on the outside is full, so that means it needs emptying. The toilet seat itself does turn for your convenience. It also makes it easy to get in and out the Jack and Jill doors. However, when you're removing the waste cassette from underneath the van, the toilet does need to be in the position it's in now, because it will actually lock the cassette in place if it is turned at all, so it can't be removed when the toilet is in use. Below the toilet you also have your grey waste handle. So the grey waste handle here is essentially to allow the waste into the cassette under the van. So when it's in this pushed across position, that is when the waste will go in the cassette. And if it's in the central position, the toilet flap will close, and we do advise you shut it after each use of the loo so no smells come back up inside the van. One thing to also remember is that when that toilet waste handle is in the centre, it will allow you to remove the cassette from underneath the van. However, if the toilet waste flap is open, it will again stop you from removing that cassette, so it can't be removed while the toilet is being used. So that is the Swift Elite 560. If you have any further questions on the caravan, please don't hesitate to give us a call here at the Caravan Company, and we'll be more than happy to help. We appreciate the business, and we look forward to seeing you here on site soon when you collect your caravan. Thank you for now. Bye bye.